a world where science is constantly advancing, what if some of its greatest discoveries were already written down, thousands of years ago, in the pages of the Bible? We're talking about detailed instructions for quarantine, the structure of the universe, the order of creation for plant life, even how running water helps prevent disease, written long before anyone had a microscope or a medical degree. In Part 1, we uncovered some powerful ways the Bible lined up with science. But in Part 2, we're going deeper. Because the more you dig into Scripture, the more you realize it's not just spiritually true, it might be scientifically ahead of its time. So whether you're a skeptic, a seeker, or someone who just loves discovering truth, what you're about to hear may surprise you. Let's jump in. Number 11. The Bible and quarantine. Ancient wisdom ahead of modern medicine. Today, we understand that quarantine is one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. Hospitals, governments, and health organizations all enforce isolation protocols to stop outbreaks. But what most people don't realize is, this concept isn't modern at all. The Bible described the importance of quarantine thousands of years before medical science caught up. The Bible's quarantine laws. In Leviticus 13:46, written in 1490 BC, the Bible gives clear instructions about infectious diseases, saying, "He is unclean. He shall dwell alone. Outside the camp shall be his habitation." At a time when people had no knowledge of bacteria or viruses, the Israelites were told to separate individuals with contagious conditions, especially leprosy. This wasn't just a random rule, it was a life-saving public health practice. Science confirms the wisdom of biblical quarantine, disease transmission, and isolation. Today, we know that illnesses like leprosy, tuberculosis, and even COVID-19 spread through close contact. The best way to stop these diseases? Exactly what the Bible described: quarantine. The first scientific quarantines came thousands of years later. It wasn't until the 17th century, during the bubonic plague, that medical science formally adopted quarantine laws to stop infections from spreading. But the Bible had already laid out this principle nearly 3,000 years earlier. Protecting the community. In ancient times, they didn't have microscopes, antibiotics, or hospitals. But by following these quarantine laws, the Israelites were able to prevent massive outbreaks. Ancient civilizations had no understanding of germs, bacteria, or airborne infections. So how did an ancient text written over 3,000 years ago get it exactly right? Coincidence? Or evidence of knowledge far beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible correctly described quarantine before modern science confirmed it, what else does it reveal that we are just beginning to understand? Number 12. The Bible and the 5 fundamental elements of the universe. Science describes the universe in 5 fundamental terms: time, space, matter, power, and motion. Everything we observe, study, and measure fits within these 5 categories. Scientists today understand that all physical reality operates within this framework. But here's what's truly astonishing. The Bible described these 5 elements over 3,000 years ago in its very first sentence. Genesis 1:1-2, the scientific blueprint of creation. Let's break it down. In the beginning, time. Time had to start somewhere, and Genesis begins by marking the start of time. God created. Power. Creation itself requires energy and force, the very foundation of physics. The heavens. Space. The universe needed a place to exist, and the Bible defines it as the heavens. And the earth. Matter. The physical world takes shape, made up of atoms, elements, and substance. The Spirit of God was hovering. Motion. From the very start, the Bible describes movement, energy, and force at work. These aren't just random words. They perfectly align with what modern science recognizes as the fundamental components of the universe. How did the Bible get this so right? Science confirms what the Bible stated first. Today, physics tells us that all matter, energy, and forces in the universe operate within these 5 categories. Time. The concept of time is a foundational part of space-time physics. Space. The universe exists within an ever-expanding fabric of space. Matter. Everything is made of atoms and subatomic particles. Power. Energy is required for all creation and motion. Motion. From planets orbiting the sun to the movement of galaxies, Motion is a fundamental aspect of physics. Scientists only began to fully understand these principles in the last few centuries, but Genesis 1:1-2 outlined them thousands of years ago. How could an ancient text describe the universe in such precise scientific terms long before modern discoveries? Ancient civilizations had no concept of time as a dimension, the fabric of space, or the laws of physics. Yet, the Bible's opening verses align perfectly with modern science. Was this just a coincidence? Or is it evidence of knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? This isn't the only scientific truth hidden in Scripture. The earth floats in space. Job 26:7. The universe is expanding. Isaiah 40:22. The stars are beyond count. Jeremiah 33:22. The water cycle was described in Scripture. Job 36:27-28. Time and time again, science catches up to what was already written in the Bible. Could it be that this ancient book holds even more scientific truths that we are only beginning to understand? Number 13. The Bible and the science of plant growth. The perfect creation order. Plants. The foundation of life on Earth. They produce oxygen, provide food, and support the entire ecosystem. But there's something crucial. Plants can't grow without three essential things: light, water, and soil or minerals. Science confirms that for plants to photosynthesize, the process of making their own food, they need all three. If any one of these is missing, plants cannot survive. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Genesis, written thousands of years ago, describes the creation of these elements in the exact order necessary for life to thrive. The perfect order of creation in Genesis. Let's break it down. Step 1. Light is created first. Genesis 1:3. Without light, plants cannot produce energy or make food. Step 2. Water is separated. Genesis 1:6. Water is essential for hydration, nutrient transport, and photosynthesis. Step 3. Dry land appears. Genesis 1:9. Soil is needed to provide anchorage and minerals for plants to grow. Step 4. Plant life is created. Genesis 1:11. Only after light, water, and soil exist can plants survive and thrive. Think about that. The Bible's creation order follows the exact scientific requirements for plant growth. Science confirms the necessity of this order. Without light, plants can't produce chlorophyll. Without water, they cannot absorb nutrients. Without soil, they have no access to essential minerals. Modern botany teaches this as basic plant biology. Yet Genesis described it long before scientific research confirmed it. Ancient civilizations had no concept of photosynthesis, plant biology, or ecological systems. Yet the Bible perfectly aligns with modern science, down to the precise order of events. Was this just a lucky guess? Or is it evidence of knowledge far beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible got this right thousands of years before science confirmed it, what else does it reveal that we are only beginning to understand? Number 14. The Bible and the rotation of the earth. A revelation before science. For most of history, people believed the earth was flat and motionless. Many ancient cultures thought the sun revolved around the earth, and the idea that our planet spins in space wasn't widely accepted until the 15th century. But the Bible hinted at this reality over 2,000 years ago, long before science figured it out. The Bible describes day and night happening simultaneously. In Luke 17:24, Jesus speaks of his second coming. For as the lightning flashes and lights up the sky from one side to the other, so will the Son of Man be in his day. Then, just a few verses later in Luke 17:34-36, he makes an astonishing statement. I tell you, in that night, there will be two people in one bed. One will be taken, and the other left. Two women will be grinding together. One will be taken, and the other left. Two men will be in the field. One will be taken, and the other left. Now take a closer look at that. Some people will be asleep in bed, nighttime. Some people will be working in the fields, daytime. Some will be grinding grain, morning or afternoon. This clearly describes a world where day and night are happening at the same time, which is only possible if the earth is rotating on its axis. Yet, at the time, Jesus spoke these words. People had no concept of a spherical earth that rotated. Science confirms this reality. The earth rotates once every 24 hours. This causes day and night to exist at the same time in different parts of the world. The sun doesn't move around the Earth. Instead, we rotate around the sun while spinning on our axis. Time zones exist because of Earth's rotation. While it's night in one country, it's daytime in another. This understanding didn't become accepted until the 15th century, when scientists like Copernicus and Galileo challenged the old models of a fixed Earth. Yet, the Bible described this reality nearly 1,500 years before science confirmed it. In an era when people believed the Earth was flat, how did the Bible correctly describe the concept of time zones, rotation, and around Earth? Was it just a lucky guess? Or was it knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible got this right long before science proved it, what other scientific truths does it reveal that we are just beginning to understand? Number 15. The Bible and the Sun's Movement. A discovery science confirmed. For centuries, people believed the sun was stationary, completely still in space while everything else revolved around it. Many scientists mocked Psalm 19:6, which says, "Its rising is from one end of heaven, and its circuit to the other end, and there is nothing hidden from its heat." Critics claimed this verse promoted geocentrism, the outdated idea that the sun revolved around the Earth. But as it turns out, science was wrong, and the Bible was right all along. The sun is not stationary. It moves through space. Modern astrophysics has now confirmed that the sun is actually in motion. It travels at an astonishing speed of 600,000 miles per hour, 970,000 kilometers per hour. It follows a circuit, moving in an orbit around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It takes approximately 225 million years to complete one full orbit. That means the sun isn't just sitting in one place. It's moving through space in a massive, predetermined path. Exactly as Psalm 19:6 described nearly 3,000 years ago. For a long time, scientists believed the sun was the fixed center of the solar system. But today, we know that. The entire solar system is moving along with the sun. The sun follows a precise orbit just like a circuit. Its movement affects gravitational forces and cosmic balance. This wasn't confirmed until modern astronomy had the tools to measure it. But the Bible described the sun's movement thousands of years before science discovered it. Ancient civilizations had no telescopes, no satellites, and no advanced mathematical models of the universe. So how did Scripture describe the sun's movement so accurately? Was it just a lucky guess? Or is it evidence of knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible got this right thousands of years before modern science confirmed it, what other truths does it reveal that we are only beginning to understand? Let's keep going. Number 16. The Bible and the Expanding Universe. Science confirms an ancient truth. For most of history, people believed the universe was static, unchanging, unmoving, and infinite. Even scientists thought that space was fixed, until the 20th century, when one of the biggest discoveries in modern astronomy proved otherwise. And yet, thousands of years before any telescope could confirm it, the Bible already described an expanding universe. The Bible describes the universe stretching out. At least 7 times, the Bible states that God stretches out the heavens, as if space itself is being expanded. One example is Isaiah 40:22, which says, "He stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in." To ancient readers, this might have sounded like poetry, but today, we know it describes something scientifically accurate. The concept of a stretching universe was completely unknown in ancient times. If anything, early civilizations assumed that the sky was a dome or a fixed canopy. But the Bible was different. It described the heavens as something being expanded. Science confirms the universe is expanding. In the 1920s, astronomer Edwin Hubble made a groundbreaking discovery. Galaxies are moving away from each other. The farther away a galaxy is, the faster it is receding. The universe is expanding, just like a stretched-out curtain. This discovery led to the Big Bang Theory, which suggests that the universe began from a single point and has been expanding ever since. Scientists were stunned by this revelation. They had assumed that space was eternal and unchanging. But now, physics tells us that the universe is constantly growing. Even today, the expansion of the universe remains one of the most fundamental discoveries in cosmology. Hubble's findings changed our entire understanding of space, but the Bible had already recorded this fact thousands of years earlier. For centuries, scientists assumed the universe was eternal and unchanging. But now we know that space is dynamic, constantly stretching, exactly as the Bible described. The universe is not static. It has motion and direction. Even now, scientists continue to study dark energy, which may be accelerating this expansion. Everything we see is part of an ongoing cosmic process that the Bible referenced long ago. So the question is, how did ancient writers, with no telescopes or scientific instruments, describe the movement of the cosmos so accurately? Was it just a lucky coincidence? Or is it evidence of knowledge far beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible got this right thousands of years before modern science confirmed it, what other truths does it reveal that we are just beginning to understand? Number 17. The Bible and the uncountable stars. For most of history, people believed the stars in the sky were countable, a finite number, easily measured. Ancient astronomers, using only the naked eye, estimated that no more than 1,100 stars existed. Some even claimed they had counted them all. But 2,500 years ago, the Bible made a bold statement that went against this idea. In Jeremiah 33:22, it says, "The host of heaven cannot be numbered, nor the sand of the sea measured." At the time, this must have sounded ridiculous. After all, anyone could look up at the night sky and see the stars. They seemed countable, fixed, limited. But today, science confirms what the Bible said all along: the true number of stars, beyond human calculation. With the invention of telescopes, we quickly realized our ancestors had severely underestimated the universe. There aren't just thousands of stars, there are billions in our galaxy alone. The Milky Way alone contains over 100 billion stars. There are at least 2 trillion galaxies in the known universe. That means the total number of stars in the cosmos is a number so huge, it's beyond human comprehension. Astronomers now estimate there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Exactly what the Bible described thousands of years ago. Even with our most advanced technology, we still haven't reached the edge of the universe. Every time we build a more powerful telescope, we discover even more stars and galaxies. It seems that the more we learn about space, the more we realize how little we actually know. And yet, over 2,500 years ago, the Bible already told us that the stars could not be counted. Science confirms the limitless universe. The observable universe is expanding, revealing more galaxies every year. Some stars are so far away that their light has not even reached us yet. Scientists continue to discover new celestial bodies that were previously unknown. Even today, as we look deeper into space, the numbers keep growing. The sheer vastness of the universe is something we are still trying to comprehend. And the Bible described it thousands of years ago, long before humans could ever dream of understanding the cosmos. Think about this. How could ancient writers, without telescopes or satellites, describe a fact that took modern science thousands of years to confirm? Was it just a lucky guess? Or is it evidence of knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible was right about the vast number of stars, what other scientific truths does it reveal that we are just beginning to understand? The universe holds endless mysteries, but maybe, just maybe, some of those mysteries have already been revealed. Number 18. The Bible and Astronomy. How the heavens mark time. For thousands of years, humans have looked up at the sky to track time, measure seasons, and navigate the world. The movement of the sun, moon, and stars isn't random. It follows a precise mathematical order that allows us to mark days, months, years, and even seasons. But what's fascinating is that Genesis 1:14, written thousands of years ago, already described this function of celestial bodies. It says, "God said, 'Let there be lights in the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years.'" This wasn't just poetry. It was a scientific truth that modern astronomy would later confirm. The science of time and seasons. Today, we understand that. A year is determined by Earth's orbit around the sun, 365.25 days. Seasons change due to Earth's axial tilt. The planet tilts at 23.5 degrees, creating summer, winter, spring, and fall. Months are based on the moon's cycle. The phases of the moon helped early civilizations track time. Days are determined by Earth's rotation. One full spin of Earth equals 24 hours, Every part of our modern calendar system is based on the movement of the sun, moon, and stars, just as the Bible stated. The precision of these celestial movements is so reliable that scientists can predict eclipses, planetary alignments, and astronomical events thousands of years in advance. Not only do these celestial bodies govern time, but they also play a role in navigation. Ancient sailors used the stars to travel across vast oceans, proving that these heavenly bodies weren't just beautiful lights in the sky. They were functional tools designed with purpose. And yet, thousands of years ago, the Bible already knew this. At the time Genesis was written, many ancient cultures believed the stars were gods, or that the earth was the center of the universe. Some civilizations even created elaborate myths about how the sun was carried across the sky by gods or animals. They had no understanding of orbital mechanics, axial tilt, or gravitational forces. Yet, the Bible described the celestial bodies as functioning to regulate time and seasons, not as deities, but as part of a designed system. It took science thousands of years to fully understand this, but the Bible already had it recorded. In a time when people worshiped the sun and stars, how did Scripture correctly describe their role as natural timekeepers? Was it just a coincidence, or is it evidence of knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible was right about how the heavens determine time, what other scientific insights does it reveal that we are only beginning to understand? The more we study the universe, the more we see the perfect order in its design. And maybe, just maybe, the Bible knew it all along. Number 19, the Bible and the science of hygiene. Running water for disease prevention. For most of history, doctors didn't understand germs. When treating patients, they would wash their hands in a shared bowl of water, completely unaware that this was actually spreading bacteria rather than removing it. It wasn't until the 19th century that medical science discovered the importance of running water for proper hygiene. But thousands of years earlier, the Bible already provided this instruction. The Bible's hygiene laws, ahead of their time. In Leviticus 15:13, God gave very specific guidelines to his people regarding disease and cleanliness. And when he who has a discharge is cleansed from his discharge, then he shall count for himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. Notice something important. It doesn't just say to wash. It says to wash under running water. In ancient times, this might have seemed unnecessary. Why not just wash in still water? Because modern science would later prove that standing water retains bacteria, while running water flushes germs away. Ancient civilizations had their own hygiene practices, but none of them emphasized the critical detail of running water like the Bible did. This wasn't just about ritual purity. It was a practical health command that would save lives. Science confirms what the Bible already stated. Germ theory wasn't discovered until the 1800s. Before that, doctors unknowingly spread infections by washing in stagnant water. In 1847, Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis made a groundbreaking discovery. He found that doctors who washed their hands in running water drastically reduced deaths from infections. Modern hospitals now require washing under running water. It prevents the spread of disease by removing bacteria and viruses completely. Infectious diseases, from the Black Plague to modern pandemics, have shown that hand washing is one of the most effective ways to stop disease. Today, medical professionals strictly follow protocols for washing with running water and antiseptic solutions. Yet the Bible outlined this principle thousands of years ago. The Bible's hygiene laws saved lives. During history's worst disease outbreaks, civilizations that ignored proper hygiene suffered massive losses. However, the Israelites, who followed God's sanitation laws, were often protected from many plagues that ravaged other nations. Why? Because their laws weren't based on superstition. They were based on principles of disease prevention that science wouldn't confirm until thousands of years later. Think about this. How did an ancient text, written long before microscopes or medical research, describe a practice that science wouldn't confirm until the 19th century? Was it just a coincidence? Or was it evidence of knowledge beyond human understanding at the time? And if the Bible was right about the importance of running water for disease prevention, what other scientific insights does it reveal that we are only beginning to understand? The wisdom of Scripture continues to stand the test of time. And maybe, just maybe, the Bible knew it all along. Let's keep going. Number 20. The Bible and the genetic evidence for a common ancestor. Modern genetics has revealed something astonishing. Nearly all men today share genetic markers that trace back to a single male ancestor. Scientists call him Y chromosome Adam. Similarly, mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down from mother to child, traces back to one woman, often referred to as mitochondrial Eve. This means that all humans today ultimately descend from one man and one woman. Sound familiar? Thousands of years before DNA research even existed, the Bible already told us this. Science confirms what the Bible has always stated. In Genesis 3:20, it says, "And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living." The idea that humanity started from a single pair was once dismissed by skeptics. But now, genetic research has proven that every living human shares common ancestry. Y chromosome Adam, the single genetic ancestor from whom all modern men inherit their Y chromosome. Mitochondrial Eve, the genetic ancestor from whom all humans inherit mitochondrial DNA, passed down from mothers. Human DNA confirms that all people are genetically connected. While some scientists believe these ancestors lived hundreds of thousands of years ago, the undeniable fact remains. Science now agrees that we all come from one original pair. What's even more fascinating is that genetic variation between humans is extremely small, less than 0.1% difference between individuals. This means that despite different races, languages, and cultures, humanity is far more unified than it is divided. It turns out, the Bible was right once again. The book of Genesis describes humanity originating from one man and one woman. This idea was once thought to be a religious myth, but genetics has confirmed the existence of an original male and female ancestor. How did ancient scripture so accurately align with a discovery that took scientists thousands of years to uncover? Was it just a coincidence? Or is it evidence that the Bible has always held truths far beyond human understanding? Final thoughts. The Bible and science agree. Throughout this video, we've explored scientific discoveries that confirm biblical truths, from the expanding universe to the number of stars, hygiene practices, and even human genetics. Time and time again, we see that science is only just catching up with what the Bible has recorded for thousands of years. So what does this mean? The Bible isn't just a religious book. It holds knowledge that has been proven true by modern science. The more we study the natural world, the more we see the fingerprints of God in creation. If the Bible was right about all of these scientific facts, what else does it reveal that we are just beginning to understand? Maybe the Bible is more than just an ancient text. Maybe it holds timeless wisdom that still applies today. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content that bridges faith and science. Let's continue discovering the incredible truths hidden in the Bible. Thanks so much for watching, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. There's more truth to uncover, and the journey doesn't end here.